Are we ready for this? I heard a lot of people have been robbed, but I mean, we have two folks here that is going to be doing justice to this topic. Once again, my name is Oluwabami Kemi, and I'm here today, this afternoon, with Zeus the Great and also with Sake. And they are going to be doing a bit of deep diving into this topic, building wealth, community, and resilience in Web3. I mean, when you hear DeFi, what comes to mind? When you hear DeFi, what comes to mind? Money. Interesting. So wealth. Now there is this I don't know if it's a misconception or just a general ideology that DeFi is almost like a double, make money and let your money double, right? You make your money double. Okay. And we have seen a lot of people lost money, get robbed, get hacked, or whatever the case may be. But now we just want to talk mainly on how you can actually build that wealth and also have the community support while you're being resilient in your DeFi journey, right? So I'm going to start with my Zeus the Great. He's going to give us a little bit intro about himself quickly.
Okay. Um, Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Olaoyeniko Samuel Oladokun. Oladokun, which means wealth as vast as the ocean, popularly known as Zeus the Great, founder Nirvana Academy, convener Blockfest Africa, founder Teva Hotels and Teva Foundation. Thank you.
All right. A round of applause if your hands are not busy. Thank you. So yes, Casey, over to you.
Hi guys, Sir Casey Onyekachi, popularly known as Sir Casey, founder of OPEC School of Excellence and co-founder at the Rebirth Odyssey, also the executive director, having trained over 20,000 people. I'm very, very much happy at this crowd, and I'm very sure they're going to learn something today. So thank you for having me today, yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So it's obvious that we have like such powerful voices at this panel this evening. And the first general question I want to ask the both of you is if you are going to like write a diary about, your DeFi journey and your how you acquire wealth, what would it be?
Well, first of all, it's going to answer first. I want you to switch it from DeFi diary to Web3 diary. When you say DeFi, it's just like maybe 5% of the entire.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
I think in other words, you're saying something Johnny so far. If I'm going to write a Web3 diary, my Web3 diary, I would say it's been nothing short of freedom, information, and more of security for me. 3 words.
okay, cool. I'm sure the audience agree. Zeus.
Okay, for me, getting into Web3, as a lot of people would think, was not because I wanted to make money. I think I've shared this story. Can you guys hear me at the back? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I did not get into Web3 because I wanted to make money. I was doing very, very good as a 19-year-old. Extremely good. I came into Web3 because of freedom, you know. And then one thing about me, I just, encounter new knowledge, I encounter new platforms I just want to share. I just want to share my knowledge to the world, which made me build Nirvana Academy. But I would say from building Nirvana Academy to, where I am right now, I would just call it freedom, not just for myself, for people I've trained and evolution. So I think everything I'm doing right now is just me evolving from the past year and evolving, and building things that also make people evolve. So it's that simple.
Interesting. Please, a round of applause. Thank you. No, Zeus still holding the mic. You are known for your bold narratives in this space. Like, I've come across some of your tweets, right? So, but this bold vision can sometimes feel distant from, from the reality of things. So, how do you take those big, audacious ideas and translate them into practical wealth building? Because you just mentioned that as a 19-year-old boy,
Yeah.
you were doing extremely great for yourself.
Yes.
Right? So, how do you take these audacious ideas and turn them into practical thing that we can all see that is visible to the whole world right now?
Okay. First of all, how many people are developers here? Okay. How many people are traders? Okay. How many people are developers and traders? How many people work in the non-technical space in Web3? Don't be shy, raise your hand. I think, even from this small, what's the word, conversation that we just had, there's a major problem. It's a confidence problem. There's a confidence problem and audacity problem in the heart of every African. When people talk about reality, or the question is, feel distant from reality, which person's reality exactly? The Web3 is a global industry, but a lot of people are so bounded by what they see locally. And as a result, even when it comes to the non-technical aspect, you are doing work more excellently than your peers in the global space, but you are afraid to ask for a pay befitting of your excellence because of the audacity problem. So if I come on Twitter and I say there should be no reason why you, with the kind of excellence you have, you shouldn't be making as much as $1 million in a year, everybody just drags. And it's not because it's not possible, but people are afraid to ask, for what they deserve. I'm incubating a whole lot of people, right now in Nirvana Academy, people building products, to go to markets and everything. And then they'll come and meet me. Oh, somebody reached out to me. They want to fund this and that. And I'm telling them, how much are you asking for? You're saying $10,000. The people building the same thing you are building in the global sphere, are they asking for the same thing you're asking for? No. So why exactly are you scared to ask for that? Are you following? So it's a major problem. You cannot even scale. A lot of people think that you as a developer, you are going to be an amazing developer and the money will come. There is your skill. Then there's business of the skill. And then there's having the audacity to ask for what you want in the global space. I have my friends that I'm very close to him, I'm close to. They did not born any of my friends well to ask for lesser than their worth. I'm going to cut them off. Yes. Because when you are excellent and you are asking for mediocre value for the value you are offering, it's going to affect me.
Yeah.
Because they will believe that a job of $100,000, if he's going to accept 20K and he's moving with me, it means that me too, I'm seeing myself lesser than that. God forbid. I will never move with mediocre people. My job is excellent. This is a global market, and I will be paid with global standard. That's just it. And that's what makes me different. It's not like I'm smarter than you. I have more audacity than you. It's that simple.
Please. Amazing. Thank you so much. Now to you, Sake. You have mobilized strong grassroots movement, right? And you have built trust in the space where traditional finance has often failed. What do you think traditional finance could actually learn from how DeFi communities organize, build trust, and create shared resilience?
Okay. In other words, you're trying to ask, let's say, TradFi versus the DeFi space.
Yeah.
Before I move forward, there's something Zeus mentioned. Thing about learning the business of a skill. When you ask how many people are developers here, I was seeing it's almost like you were scared of raising your hands up or something. Look, I had a friend of mine he built the very first. Are you guys aware? You know about this whole mass DM bot thing? If you've heard of it, can I see your hands up, please? Mass DM bot, shilling bot, whatnot, replicative actions. Yeah. So with the aid of Python and the rest, he built it. And when he told me about it, I asked him, "What are you doing about this thing?" And he was like, he's looking for who would probably buy it for $100 or something. I told him $100 for nights of hard work. Do you believe that we ended up making? I started marketing the product to people. In my first year, we both ended up making over 200,000 from that particular bot. We're selling it, teaching people about it, also using it because we saw the need. Now, listen, I didn't come from the aspect of being a shiller at that point. I saw the need of shilling. And then I looked at it, I was like, Python helps replicate actions. And then instead of getting multiple people and then they're getting their accounts banned, I can do it with the code. And then I've taken the job of 1,000 people. And then they're paying me because I've taken the job of 1,000 people. So there's a difference between doing a job and learning a business from it. So coming back to that, you want to talk about TradeFi, DeFi. I mean, come on, from what I've just said now, you would always look at the DeFi side of things. And if I want to give you two major points on this, there's a whole lot, but I'll probably give you two. Number one, transparency and global access. If you check my YouTube channel, you see where I started hitting on certain DeFi terms and the rest, Something happened of recent and my funds got locked from a particular bank. I don't want to mention their name. And I followed up all through last week. And they kept on telling me that they would do it. I kept on calling because I didn't want to go to the bank. And after a week, I said, what was happening? They said, they will keep on looking at it. Now, on a Monday this week, I had to go to the bank. And you know what? They asked me to write a letter. I was like, why didn't you tell me from the support to come here? Why did I have to go through all those? You understand? And this is the issue.
Obviously.
Transparency. And then if I want to quickly hit on global access, though transparency is more than that because looking at the blockchain, you're able to tell if your money is even there, DLT, whatnot. You understand? Talking of global access, Access Bank cannot allow you just do straight up transfer or transaction if you're in London. Do you understand? But if I want to send you something right now, you have a sibling in London or wherever, I'll be able to send it straight up. But I have to go through processes if I want to send it with a TradFi system. So I feel like these guys have a whole lot to do. They should just learn from the DeFi space. I mean, come on.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, I have a little bit controversial question for you. A little bit. So, Critic says that African is just being used as a testing ground for Web3. Experiment without the real infrastructure. I mean, you already talked about the global space and how some Africans are actually selling themselves short, yes. Right? So from your own experience building Nirvana, are we building sustainability or we are just playing catch up? Yeah, we're just going to catch up later.
I came into this space like 6 years ago. It's a very dicey question.
I said it.
It's a very, very dicey question. Yes, we are used for a testing ground. That's the truth. There are certain conversations I've had. There are monies which he knows, or some of my friends know, 6 figures, dollars, back to back to back, that are about to reject for a lot of things. We are being used as a testing ground. And when you look at it, you think that it's the outside people's fault, but it's our own fault. And it's also even the fault of educators like me. And when I realized that mistake, everybody, including OPEX, including Nirvana, had to start switching up. When I came into the space and then I started teaching, I was not teaching anybody how to build anything. I came into the space, I got into Web3 via farming and staking and everything. Me as a 19-year-old, I was doing volume that in 2 or 3 banks that every day, I think I hit my limit, and then they have to call me that am I a fraudster? And then if I don't remove my money from the bank, they'll report me to the EFCC and everything.
Yes.
I was just looking for where exactly can I now make my money and keep my money and everything, and then nobody will start disturbing me. I found DeFi. But finding DeFi in the aspect of farming and staking, a system that allows you to be your own bank and your own banker. And then I created my academy. I wanted to teach people and share these things to people. But the only thing everybody was looking at in this innovation was, let me just make money.
True.
So when educators actually start teaching or onboarding people, not necessarily to be integral parts of the system, but just to wait for somebody to build a product. Let us look at the loopholes. Let us look at how we can maximize profit from this and make the most. We are constantly going to be used as a testing ground. Does everybody understand me?
Yeah.
So I started my academy. In 3 months, people were making their first million. If you think I'm capping, the data is out there. People were making their first million in 3 months. People were doing 10 million. People were doing 100 million in the same year that I taught them. Agnipat, I think when we use data for one bunk, this thing, for people that follow me, I think accumulatively we did about $2 million in like 1 week or 2 weeks of using that. But then at the end of the day, no matter how much money we make, we are still constantly going to rely on the outside world to build first, and then we try to make money from it. So I realized that no matter how much I try to shift the blame here or shift the blame there, I'm a major part of that problem.
Interesting.
And then I now started realizing that, okay, I think I'm the major part of the problem. I'm teaching about decentralized finance. I'm teaching about Web3. And the only thing I'm talking about, let's make money, let's make money, let's make money. And then I switched over to the non-technical parts because I was already even doing it from the onset. Okay, as much as you're making money from this, I know some of you are graphic designers. I know some of you are developers. I know some of you are, doing data, blah, blah, blah. This is how you can now take those skills and even moving it into the Web3 space. Even at that, something has changed, but yet I still needed people to build products for people to come and work under them. But things have actually started changing and all of those things. And then right now, I've shifted totally from just doing that. As much as I teach non-technical people, we're now focused on encouraging people. You don't even have to be a developer. You can be a founder, find the idea, find people to build for you, and actually make sure that you make a mark, in this ecosystem. So education is part of the major problem, but before we were like a testing ground for everything, but now because of how education have evolved and more people are informed that they are not just going to be onlookers of this emerging technology, they should also make sure that they build. So a lot of things have changed. So yeah, thank you.
Please, it's a good time to clap. So I'd say that we are not playing catch up. We are actually trying to catch up.
We have caught up. We have caught up. In my own reality, we have caught up. My reality, what I'm seeing.
What you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, for other people's reality, they might still be playing catch up. But yeah, we're dominating.
Okay.
You have to catch up with us.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesus. So moving on to you, which is the last question. Some argue that DeFi in Africa is becoming like a get quick, scam. I just said that. And with more hype than real wealth, we hear about a lot of some of the volumes he was talking about. Now, is it that, do you think DeFi is truly a tool for generational change, or we are just gambling with the new tech?
I feel like that question should be more of, people think trading is more of a get-rich-quick scheme. But there's something I will say. What you don't know sometimes is bigger than what you know. You only know one part, which is what's trading. And then you're calling it a get-rich-quick, whatever you're calling it, or calling it gambling. I'll ask you a question. Now, from someone like me, that my niche, or will I say, people know me well for jobs, as one of the biggest Web3 jobs pioneer, I would say it's just like me asking this young lady here now, in your normal Web2 activities, if you're going to a bank like Access Bank, or you're going to NNPC to apply for a job, would you call that gambling? Of course you won't call it gambling. You're going to see like you're trying to apply your skills and then get paid for it. This is still under Web3. You're literally applying your skills into this thing. You might not even necessarily need to have gone to school to learn some of those skills. When I started my journey, many of the things I was doing, I didn't learn it. Even, I think, recently, I had a conference, a gathering at Dominion City, and I told them something. I said, I gave an advice to a dev, and he was like, the way I opened his eyes to the space in terms of marketing, because all he knew about was the development aspects and the technical whatnot. I opened his eyes to what was happening in the space, and just for a few minutes of my time, this guy sent me $1,000. Now, that was what opened my eyes to advisory in the space. I started working as a Web3 advisor. I got to understand that there was a problem that some of these founders, they don't know what is happening in the space. Now, tell me, would you call me a gambler? No, please, I need an answer. Would you say I'm gambling? Exactly. What you don't know is bigger than what you know. And most times these arguments come from, will I say, the millennium guys, the guys that probably they've lost money to those crazy volatile Ponzi's and whatnot. They don't know that things are not like it used to be. Now, the people I'll probably call gamblers, permit me, I know some of you are here, is the meme coin guys or the degen guys. Those ones, they know that it's either it goes good or goes bad. So those ones, they know that they're just here to play and make money. If they make the money, come on. But you're looking at the staking, the farming, the Web3 jobs aspects, becoming an advisor, a community manager, an influencer, KOL, whatnot. Come on. You can't say you're gambling. So again, what you don't know is bigger than what you know. Thank you.
A round of applause, please. Okay. Lastly, for the both of you now, it seems to be very. It was like, yeah. Okay, so if we are like honest, most people enter Web3 and now DeFi chasing tokens, not transformation, right? So is it naive to believe that DeFi can actually build sustainable wealth, or is always like high risk and
It can build sustainable wealth. See, how many people are developers here? How many people are developers here? Oh, they are in the other room. So they are not developers here. So I heard developers are back. Are you guys back? How many people have built a product or a tool, not for anybody, but to use for yourself? How many of you are developers here again? I want to see your hands. Okay. Now, how many of you have built tools to use for yourself? Let me tell you something. Let me bust your head. The most profitable traders are developers. The most profitable degen people or meme coin traders are developers. I discovered this for coinophobia when I was teaching my last cohort. And then I realized that everything in this space is data. Everything. Meme coin, futures, sports, and all of those things. Even if you tell me you're using technical analysis and everything, the basic unit of everything is data. And whoever understands data can outperform everybody. So one thing that we now started doing is that we had to teach everybody SQL. How many of you write SQL here? We now have to start teaching people SQL. So what you are now going to do is to make sure that you build data sets, aggregate data, create your own dashboard, and look for opportunities and make the most out of it. A lot of people are using other people's tools, but there are certain ways that you trade, and then you are now going to have to build your tool to fit how you trade. And then when we started doing that, trust me, it feels like nobody's losing anymore. The person that built Cosite, it was a student of mine, then became a tutor, and it turned like $13,000 to $103,000 in a week. I think, what's the name of this other guy? I think he has been doing at least 20K or 25K weekly. So there is no, I always feel like a lot of people think that, oh, you have to be a developer or a trader or a this or a that. You can be a trader, and because you are a developer, you can build your own tools to outperform everybody. Are you following me? You can be a social media manager and build your own tools and outperform everybody. That is the beauty of what you guys are enjoying, but you are not looking at it because everybody is just focused on that small, let me be a dev and work under somebody, because you don't see yourself bigger than, just learning and working under people. So a lot of people are developers, and you are in the next 5 years, I promise you might not make as much as $100,000 because you are not even seeing the business side of this, because you are not an entrepreneur. So people like me, I don't know how to code one thing in my life, but because I have ideas, I will look for one or two people to, code what I want, and I will outperform every single developer combined in 1 year. But you are smarter than me.
Yeah.
The only thing I have over you is the audacity to look at my ideas and then execute.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So in just 1 minute.
In just
out
1
of
minute.
time.
There's something I would say. Solution creators would always what? Outperform problem solvers.
Okay.
Now, become a solution creator today. There is a difference between being a solution creator and being a problem solver. Now, take for instance, you're talking about generational wealth, yeah? A footballer that is not in DeFi and the rest, they have what we call contracts. Am I right? I'm not a footballer. I don't know anything about football. I know that they work based on what? Contract, yeah?
Yeah.
And we all know that contracts have a timeline. It gets to a time when it expires. Now, if you're not as good as someone like Mbappe, or you're not as good as someone like Ronaldo, nobody will want to get you again. I don't know if you understand. So because of you able to build relationships, show the world that you are very good, it gives them reason to keep on retaining you. Now, those people that were not able to show how good they were and the rest, it now comes down to how well they now manage the money they made from that word contract. So generational wealth, it depends on how you see it. Someone like me now, I'm always creating solutions, creating systems. So generational wealth is not even a question for me.
All right.
Do you understand? Thank you.
Like you hear me. Please, a round of applause. Thank you. I mean, we're out of time, but if you would take one thing away from this session, is that be audacious. Okay? Please, once again, a round of applause to our panelists as we take our pictures, right?